anytime you hear in yourself, in your being, and we're not saying you do this as much anymore, but anytime you look at what's out here and you say, what's wrong with me that I'm creating this, then that's shame. You have to ask it to be lifted so that you can then know that you deserve to have it be different. Okay, then how do I want it to go? Wow, do I have to fix all this mess? How am I going to heal 2 to 3, 4 years of pain and suffering? Oh, it didn't, if you talk to Helen. Oh, it wasn't just 3 or 4 years. Oh, it's been going on hundreds of years. So that's the backdrop. Do you have to fix all that in order to have a different reality? You see, the consensus tells you you do. The past tells you you have to fix it. We're telling you to change it so that the backdrop is different, so that the future creating the present allows that backdrop to be different. And it does require forgiveness. It requires a depth of compassion. It requires you to understand this is an illusion. But doesn't that make me uncaring? Doesn't that make me superficial? Doesn't that make me go into fantasy and pretend, say, la, 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 nothing, none of this is real? No, because whatever's coming at you is true right now. So Iran and all the shenanigans that are happening between Israel, US, and Iran right now, that's happening right now. So you do have to respond to it with, do I want this or don't I? What about this is important to me? What does it reflect about me? It can be a multitude of things. Sometimes it's, oh, I feel like I lack authority. Sometimes it's I need intensity and it's showing up out there. They have intensity. I feel like a bump on a log compared to that. Do I have to go to war to be reminded that the intensity is my intensity? Apparently. So as you forgive yourself for that and say, no, that's my intensity out there. For me to create it differently, I got to pull it back into me. I need to recall my energy back to me and start brand new. How do I want to express my intensity? And then you may find there is no permission to be intense. There is no permission to be self-expressed in a way with intensity, other than to look like some of these ogres out there. Is that true intensity? Wow, the chauvinism would have you believe that. That it's just another word for domination. So we're speaking about this, Kathy, because you just reclaimed your intensity.
Yeah.
But now to redefine the expression of it.
Yes.
How do I want my intensity to show up with beauty, with goodness, with truth?
Really good question. Yeah.
To add, to be an integral part of dominion,
Yeah.
rather than giving it back to my negative ego who's going to beat me up with it,
Right.
or in the form of the terrorists, you see. You're not going to do that.
No.
But we're inviting you to redefine
Yeah.
how to use your intensity. Now, you already have quite a bit of experience with this. In the shamanic work, you work with intensity all the time.
Yeah.
It's required. It requires focus, attention,
Yeah.
impact, a knowing, a deep knowing of energy.
Yeah.
It's intensity. Some of it. There's a lot more to intensity than that. As you work with your immortal, ask, how does intensity work when you're an immortal?
Yeah.
Because there is a focus of will in being an immortal.
Yeah.
There are values at play. I'm not going to come back into the physical plane not knowing who I am. because I'm going to show up and have impact.
Yeah.
So I have to choose that before I come into the physical plane. So as you have those sort of conversations, you're going to expand your willingness to be a being of intensity.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
Does that help, Richard?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel I'm on that track, like you just mentioned, that we are going for what do I want it to be.
Yes.
And obviously, I'm doing it with love and light.
Absolutely. Yes. With love as the foundation, there's caring, there's compassion, there's access to beauty, there's a willingness to be in the world. So Helen representing the aspect in each of you of the one that just wants to check out. I don't want to be here if it's going to be like this. If it's going to be this negative, I don't want to be here. But with love, knowing you matter, knowing that your presence makes the difference, has impact, adds to your willingness to be present, adds to that knowing that even when everybody else is semi-asleep, they're waking up, but they're not all awake yet. As the world is waking up, my presence acts as a light, a beacon of hope, of love. And as I'm willing to see myself radiating that light and choosing, I'm willing to see that these events out here are messages for me about what I need more of, what I'm ignoring, what I could do better, where I need forgiveness, where I've been withholding from myself. But not to spend all your time looking at your illusion. It's just about right now. The more important work is actually desiring, imagining, expecting something new without this context. Because it's the future creating the present. So as you allow a new future, the present changes. The backdrop changes, you see.
Yeah.
And we understand you're not trained in that way of thinking yet, but you have been working on it so intensively over the last few years that it is starting to make more sense to you than the way you were trained in, which is to always look to behind you to expect what's in front of you. Now you're being trained to look forward to figure out what will be next for you, what changes in the now when you look forward. When you choose to feel good in 10 minutes, how does that change who you are now?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, well, then I can relax. Well, then I'll go have a cup of tea. Then maybe I'll go do a meditation and hang out with my higher self. Knowing that in 10 minutes, you're going to feel wonderful. Knowing that in an hour, you're going to have a brilliant idea that will help make sense of everything.
Mm.
How does that impact you now and what you choose for now? Oh, well, I think I'll listen differently. I'll be looking for a brilliant idea. It changes your attention. And so you get more of what your attention is on. And suddenly your world is different. As you began, Richard, saying, oh, well, even though there's a lot of bad news, or Kathy said it, that there's a lot of good. happening in your world. And what if we put our attention on more of that? Or even if you're in the midst of a news blast that says, oh, this terrible stuff is happening, but then you hear about, oh, the astronauts came back
Mm.
and they had the most amazing time of their life. And this is the first time in however many years, 50 years or whatever it was. And the world is excited because just last year, even, there were still the conspiracy theorists saying, we never made it to the moon.
Sure, yeah.
That's not real. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But do you see, with the doubt, there was this fear that was born. I don't know if I can trust the information I'm getting,
Mm.
which then translates to, as you take it longer and longer in time, it becomes, I don't know if I can trust me. So this actual event of the shuttle going to the moon and coming back validated the hope and dream of we can do anything we set our minds to. And a whole new generation created that. All the souls that are in existence right now in your physical plane co-created that event. And it's an event of hope, of light, of a future, of we can create anything we put our minds to. And to really let that in. Wow, my magic is working because that's part of my dominion. A co-creative effort that achieves miracles. Does that make sense?
It all
Yes.
does.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Yeah.
for sure.
So as you were talking, when the last words you said was to truly let that in, what's stopping me from it
Well,
all
realize that what there's to let in is, oh, I created that miracle.
right.
I didn't create them dying. I didn't create them getting lost and never making it back around. I didn't create, though they had their challenges with the toilets and things that and added to the fun of it. At the end of the day, they were humans in space. They still had to go to the bathroom.
Right.
So, but you created a positive reality yesterday when the shuttle landed. Oh my gosh, it is real.
Mm,
I created it with elegance, with ease, with harm to none.
mm,
That was my choice. I didn't recognize how much it mattered to me, how much my soul wanted that experience for me. Because if it had gone any other way, I would have considered it a failure on my part to create reality magically. So as you take responsibility, not just for the negative stuff, but the beautiful stuff, and really let in, that is even more my soul speaking to me, my spirit coming alive, God and Goddess flowing through me and my dream into an illusion that matters to me.
mm.
Wonderful.
It is beautiful. Well, like I said, I think you're on the right track. Like, I,
Absolutely.
and I
Yes.
feel that. So I feel,
And the love is making the difference. So, well, I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about it. I didn't really program for it. I didn't really consider it as part of my reality creation. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But because I'm focused on love, I knew it was going to be beautiful. I knew I didn't have to effort to program for it to work out.
mm,
Because in the love, in that resonance, it does work out. There are miracles happening in the Middle East that a year ago, if you had asked political and historical experts and economists, oh, they'll never work together. They'll never talk to each other. They'll never negotiate. They'll never, 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 never.
mm,
And yet now, in the chaos, that part of the world is coming together in new ways because they've all grown, they've all changed, they've all been educated. And they have ancient histories that are worth preserving, that are worth sharing. And sometimes you don't even know it exists until damage has been done.
Yeah.
mm.
And so out of this, expect miracles of love. Expect transformation. Expect things to be different now. I don't know how, but I expect it because I desire it and I imagine it. And it can be different this time. I can bring that ingredient to my reality. And my knowing that I matter allows it to be created differently. And so give yourself that job, so to speak. I'm going to reach for dominion. I'm going to reach for transformation. I'm going to reach for those who don't even know that it can be different, to receive a different reality. I don't need them to know all the facts of how I create my own reality. I can gift them a different reality. I'm a creator and a co-creator.
Mm, beautiful. So, as we're talking, and we have been talking for a few years on the similar stuff, and we have been growing. And what I find is remembering it all, uh, when I need it. I mean, the love, the expectation, and everything. I think so. Can I improve that more? Which obviously I
Well,
will.
but isn't it much easier now than it used to be?
Yeah,
Don't you
yeah,
spend less time in the negative stuff?
Yeah.
right.
Don't you find yourself waking up into, oh, I could think about this differently. Oh, I could actually work some magic here. Actually, what if I just ask for a miracle? So it's right there at your fingertips. You don't have to go study every day for 8 to 10 hours of what are my tools? What resources do I have? What skills do I have? No, it's part of you. So when you need something, your higher self drops it in because you're in that love. You are connected.
Mm,
And it works, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah.
There's an elegance and an ease to your daily living because of that priority, that resonance, that choice that you made.
Mm.
Is it perfect? No, you still give yourself challenges. You don't want to get bored. But as you start to realize, oh, I don't mind the problems because they're challenges. They're positive challenges now. I don't mind if I need to work an effort at thinking and feeling and dreaming it differently. But there will come a time where, as Lazar said, the problems will be problems of light, of beauty, of goodness, of truth. They won't be problems of negativity and mediocrity.
Mm.
You are moving up the range, you see. But for now, there's the chaos. There's a world to be transformed. And part of you believes, I can't create the new without deconstructing the old.
Mm.
And recognize that's a belief. And so you're starting to dream it differently. What if I could just wake up into the new world? What if I didn't have to struggle and suffer and destroy? What if it could just change? And so that's part of what you are working through right now. And that there's the destruction and the chaos aren't bad and wrong. They just are reflections of beliefs. They are one way that you're familiar with that change occurs. And what if you begin to create change can be beautiful?
Right.
Change can be about love, loving myself more. Does that help?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that's what I've been putting out there, waking up to that we all do matter. We all won, so yeah, that's my focus has been for the last bit of time, so
Yes.
uh, uh just one quick one because I think we're getting close. Um, I was listening to Mike Doodley again, and it's the Archangel Michael that come through as well. But they did say that God doesn't have personality.
That would be true because personality is a physical plane, part of identity.
Right.
Personality is a human being in the physical plane expression. Now, can you attribute personality to your higher self, to your soul and spirit and God and God? Of course you can. It's a natural thing to do because you see, when you're in the physical plane and you're wanting to know who am I really, it's always in context with someone or something else. And so by definition, you think, well, this is me and this is not me out here.
Right.
And when you think it's not me, so higher self, when you begin to focus on, well, what's different about my higher self than me? What's the same and what's different? How do I know it's my higher self? Well, my higher self is unconditionally loving. I'm achieving that. I'm reaching for that, but I can be petty or I can be disconnected. And so I can't 100% say that I'm unconditionally loving. Sometimes I have conditions. I have boundaries, for instance. I want to be treated a certain way, or I want love to look a certain way. My higher self doesn't really worry about any of that.
Mm.
My higher self just accepts me as I am and as I am not. So that's how I know it's my higher self, you see. Now, does your higher self have a personality? Does your higher self have likes and dislikes? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Yep.
God and Goddess always say yes. no judgment, no, they're willing for anything. Any experience is worthy. Is there a personality there? Not so much a personality as just a consistent state of being loving.
Mm.
However, there's nothing wrong or bad or limiting to allow your higher self to come to you in a certain form that you prefer, as long as you from time to time step back and realize, okay, my higher self comes to me in this form because I say so.
Mm.
And am I allowing my higher self to be the fullest expression of who they are? And sometimes the answer is yes, absolutely. I'm completely present to the amazing, vast, powerful being my higher self is. Other times, no, I've kind of bottled my higher self into this little narrow channel where I don't really think my higher self can change my mess.
Mm.
I don't really believe my higher self has all that power. And when you listen to that in yourself and realize, whoa, wait a minute, but my higher self's all knowing, is all loving, is eternal, is infinite, an infinite being of love. Am I allowing my higher self to be that for me? Or do I have conditions
Mm.
so that I feel safe, so that I feel secure, so that I get to keep my negativity, my limitations? Because I know intuitively I'm supposed to become my higher self. Because it's not just one higher self, there are levels of higher self that are
Yeah.
achievable. My higher self has a higher self, and that higher self has a higher self, and it is an infinite expression.
Wow.
And as you let that in, oh, wow, what if I open myself more to allowing my higher self to have more participation in helping me change what I think I can't change? Only because I don't yet have the belief, but my higher self does. So now you're operating in, okay, I want to show the work here, but I want the outcome to be magnificent. I want the outcome to be miraculous. So I'm going to invite my higher self to participate so that I can grow and expand.
Wow.
You already feel the difference in the energy, don't you?
Yes,
This
definitely.
higher self is jumping with joy. Oh, goody, we get to play.
Right.
Have some.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right. We love you so.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank
And
you, John.
so for today, we go with love and peace as we bring Katrina back. Until next time.